I'm very disappointed with this film. Doctor Strange 2 isn't terrible, it's watchable, but I still thought it was a bad film. Let's start off with the reasons why I thought it was disappointing and a bad film. The writing is horrible. The main plot itself is very simple, safe, and basic, especially for a multiverse movie. Before you say I had my expectations too high and I expected a bunch of cameos, I have to say no. I had my expectations low because I'm not the type of person to hype myself up about a movie and expect the best. I expect the absolute worst of a film. The plot never felt like it used the multiverse in a unique way. The movie never explores wacky universes or see multiverse characters. For example, there's a scene where they are crossing the street and they walk on red, which is different because normally you walk on green. They have these little details, which is cool, but I would have loved to see more of that type of world building stuff, like in a noir world, the futuristic world that we saw in the quick the flashes when they went to different worlds and whatnot, right? That was cool. Yeah, I feel like this movie would have benefited from cameos unless they made the story more complex and unique instead of one that walks around the multiverse trying to get America's toughest powers, which a simple story can be good, but in this case it wasn't because it's just too simple and basic. There's no actual thematic stakes or any thematic storytelling here, if that makes sense. Even if they couldn't get cameos that would fit those universes, like a different Spider-Man or something, they should have had a more complex story. Like I said, they should have done what Avengers Endgame did, where they interacted with the past, but in this case, the universe or multiverse. The story has no weight or stakes to it either. Yes, a certain group of people die in this movie, but that's because they aren't main universe characters. Also, everyone expected Wanda to be good at the end of the movie. It's too predictable and formulaic, the movie. That's what I'm trying to say. They also should have focused more on Strange not being happy. They keep bringing it up in the movie, but they never explore those themes. They barely do that. And when they do, it leads to a generic story beat. There are no surprises or twists in this film at all. In Avengers Infinity War, Thanos snaps his fingers, Doctor Strange gives Thanos the Time Stone, etc. This movie has no twists or surprises or even, stakes. You might like to look at what they did with the Illuminati. Not going to spoil it, but you might be like, that added stakes, especially what happened to them at the end of... I'm not even going to say it, actually. I don't want to get into spoilers. But in my opinion, it didn't. It just reinforced the facts that the main MCU timeline characters will never die until they announce their final film appearance. Yes, they can die like Yondu or whatever, but those chances are extremely low because it's the MCU. Also, the Illuminati scenes were the most creative and entertaining scenes in the whole film. It was extremely cool to see the Illuminati and their respective scenes. All their scenes are unique and creative. I take my expectations on cameos, but they should have had more if this movie can't even think of a thought-provoking thematic story. Also, the storyline with Doctor Strange and the variant Christine Palmer, in my opinion, was great, and it showed the human side of these characters. In the film Logan, which really good by the way, go watch it, is unique from the superhero genre in that it's not about saving the world. Instead, it focuses on a more reliable problem and themes. We see Logan / Wolverine, whatever you want to call him, struggle to live a normal life. He has to help support Xavier and finally experience the feeling of having a family. They also did this well in No Way Home with Peter actually having problems. Where are the thematic moments the characters are going through in this film? They don't have those type of problems in this film, to be honest. Okay, yes, you might be like, Doctor Strange has to save America Chavez. Yes, but they don't feel, their chemistry in the movie isn't great. Yes, some of their banter is actually entertaining and stuff, but you don't feel like they don't feel like friends, if that makes sense. Not in a creepy way, but I don't know how to say this. Yeah. They should have focused more on the mental state of superheroes also, like Doctor Strange not being happy, even after he saves the multiverse. Another problem is Wanda's motives are not good. The quote, "You break the rules, you become the hero, and I break them, I become the enemy," or something like that. It's only half right, because Wanda still had no consequence for enslaving an entire town, and she gets to live out by herself, alive. She's lucky she's not an X-Men universe. She would have been hunted down by robots, and she would have been on a lot of people's hit list, Also, Elizabeth Olsen's acting is also very weak as Wanda. She has a generic, strict, listen to me voice in this film, and it was terrible. Another thing is the MCU humor was really bad. Some scenes were funny, like some scenes with Wong, which I thought were pretty funny, you know. But overall, it just ruins the serious moments. Also, America Chavez has abilities that are visually cool and physically cool when they're on scenes, and her line and banter with Strange can be funny and entertaining, but sometimes her delivery of lines are not good, mainly the serious lines. Also, onto the good things. The directing is great. I like Sam Raimi's horror spin and his action scenes, you know. They were great. I like the visuals, and they were visually entertaining. Like, it was just something to look at, you know what I mean? It was really cool to look at. Also, the fight scenes were very good. The kills were also great. A standout fight, in my opinion, was the fight with the music notes and stuff, which, no spoilers, or try to keep it as little spoilers as possible, but it was extremely entertaining visually, and the music was also very good. This movie was bad and decent at best, in my opinion. It was just a mess of a film. I'm glad it's at least watchable, because I know this movie was meant to come out last year before No Way Home, and that's why it's probably messy, and also because the first director left or whatever. But I know I'm just in the minority opinion here, because my parents thought it was decent. It was a decent film, and my friend who really enjoyed it thought it was excellent. I don't know how you think it's excellent, but I respect his opinion. But personally, I don't recommend Doctor Strange 2. It's a movie that doesn't take risk, and it's messy, trying to balance its tone. It also feels useless for the overall MCU. It never cleans up any plot holes from previous movies or adds anything new. Like and subscribe, that's about it, and bye.